Hello and welcome to another Starcraft 2 commentary. It's not really another, this is the first one actually. But this is a Starcraft 2 commentary. It was sent to me by DuSt.BeaSt. He is a member of Team DuSt. I am also officially a member of Team DuSt now. I think I'm actually on their Warcraft 3 team. But I am the official caster, I guess, for DuSt. So there you go. It's pretty cool. And it's going to mean a lot of Starcraft 2 content from Team DuSt. Frankly, I'm excited about it. I've been wanting to do this for a little while. Well, I say a long while, but it seems like things should be working out pretty well about doing it now. I'm still playing StarCraft 2, still learning the game, so there might be some common mistakes that I make. You can point them out. I'll try to fix them. I read up the strategy a little bit before this commentary to try to be able to bring it better to you. But honestly, I think it's best if I just cast what I see right now because I don't really feel comfortable talking about strategy in this game just yet, but that's okay because I think this will still be hopefully an enjoyable commentary. And it's Christmas Eve for me. I don't know about for you guys. I know it differs depending on where you live, but if it is, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, you know, whatever celebrations you sort rejoice and such things. Or if you don't do anything, well, you know, I hope you find something to appreciate and have fun with and be happy about. So Merry Holidays, we'll say. that's the thing. I'll probably have something up tomorrow as well, so I'll have a more official Merry Christmas thing. But again, I know, again, just Happy Holidays, so whatever you guys celebrate, if anything. And if not, then you should, I hope, because they're fun. So, yes, indeed, this is going to be a map. I've forgot the name. Well, look, you could probably recognize what the map is from the mini map down there. I don't know. So this is DuSt.BeaSt spawning in as the blue Terran in the lower right, where you can see he's got, of course, he's going to block the ramp with a supply depot and a barracks. This isn't technically blocked. He's going to probably put another supply depot right there. Scouting across the map with his SCV. So I'm just going to come over here and scout out Gretorp, who is the protoss red player spawning in the upper left of the map, and he's going to go. That was a pylon up here. Got an early gas, going with a gateway, another pylon build. Whatever all of this will do, I'm going to go ahead and boost up some more probe production. Of course, having probes very important. Of course, we have an SCV coming over here, being a little annoying, just sitting at the nexus, not really being too much of an issue, I don't think. But of course, getting these these pylons all over the map. Essentially, what that allows them to do, I'm telling you guys some basics because that's what I know. You can place buildings in the powered next pylon range. They essentially, normally when you click on them, there's like a blue power field. It's a big circle that shows you where you can build or what buildings are powered by that pylon. We do have this SCV trying to get out of here. There's a zealot chasing it at this point. Going to be able to get away without taking any damage. It's a nice play getting at SCV out of there. Of course, SCVs are 50 minerals each, so if you can save them, you should want to. We do have a zealot out. Now we have a stalker on the way out as well, and the probe is coming over here. It looks like as well we have a command center has gone down, been built by this SCV right here. We do have orbital command being already being finished by now. So yeah. Actually, the production queue's up here, so you can probably see all that. And I can just kind of show you what those things are. We've got bunkers being built, barracks. 2 barracks are being built right there, a bunker right here. And you can see that zealot and that stalker are going to push out just a little bit. It looks like the zealot actually going to come back up here, maybe to defend the nexus or the ramp. That way, in case anything comes in here, maybe a sneaky reaper or something. I don't know what Gretorp is kind of worried about there, but he's got that zealot up there. Going to go ahead and try to do a little bit of damage with the stalker. Maybe deny this SCV scout. That would be good. Looks like he's going to be able to do just that. And will he be able to kill it? Not quite, but still can do a little bit of damage to those Marines as well, taking one shot. As long as he doesn't lose any life. So essentially what happens is they have a shield. And with the shield, you can your shields regenerate very quickly after I believe like 10 seconds out of combat, and they regenerate to full very fast. So protoss units, especially in the early game, like you'll see harass like this where you take 1 or 2 stalkers or something, and you just kind of get a couple of damage off on your opponent. And essentially what that means is because the Marines, they don't heal on their own, you have to get a medevac for that. So he's just doing some damage, and now this time it's gonna be a little unfortunate. He's gonna go ahead and take some damage into his life bar, which is unfortunate because that he cannot heal up. So now he has to only rely on the shield, but you know, so that wasn't the best harass ever, but hey, it did work out pretty well for the Terran player, I would say, for DuSt.BeaSt. So yeah, and Gretorp now going to run up here with that stalker. He does have a sentry out at this point. We do have 3 gateways, I see. 3 gateways, a cybernetics core, and a forge. The forge is upgrading ground armor. Getting that cybernetics core out, of course, was very important to get gateways. I'm sorry, warp gates. Yeah, I think it's called gateways otherwise, but warp gates, and that means you can warp units in. Very important, of course. You have to warp them in on a pylon-powered ship. so more pylons very important. And we have the Zelnaga is currently being controlled by Beast with those Marines. Going to do a little bit more harass with the Stalker right here. Just trying to kill one of these Marines if he can. Otherwise, just doing some additional damage all around. Not really a bad thing either. Of course, we have a Marine over here scouting out the third for the Protoss player. Don't want him to go ahead and get that up without at least a little bit of punishment if he can. And we do have a Orbital Command has been upgraded at the natural for Beast. Now we do see he's going down and throwing down another refinery. He does have 2 in his main base currently. He does have an engineering bay. Is researching stim pack right now. We have 15 Marines in production. Oh no, 5. Sorry, 5 Marines in production. I was like, that's a lot. So yeah, some Marines in production, 5, and then we have a factory being currently created as well as another supply depot. Of course, you need to have the supply depots. Pretty much basic farm unit. We do have 2 gateways, it looks like, maybe warp gates. Nope, gateways going up right here. An observer is currently out, so that observer will be allowing him to have a little bit of a scouting information on the base. Now, if the Terran player detects this, if he notices that it's there, it appears very cloaked. Let me see if I can't, let's see it. Yeah, it's right there. You can just barely see that. It's right here. But essentially, if you see that as a Terran player and you have some anti-air units around, you can scan it with one of your orbital commands if you have the energy. As you can see, scan costs 50 energy. Yeah, so you can scan that and then kill it. That's pretty good. It denies scouting. You have to have a good eye. Of course, you should, if you know the timing, if you know when to expect to be looking for this observer, then you can do that as well. So probably going to see if that's going to happen. If it's going to happen, it's probably going to happen right about now, I would assume. But at the same time, we do have a lot of these Marines moving out over here. Just going to come over here and do some damage to these destructible rocks. We do have a Marauder out as well. Does he have his concussive shells? Not quite. Not yet. I don't know if he's upgrading those. Let's see. Combat shields being upgraded. That will give, I believe, Marines a 10 HP more, I believe is how much that does. Which is a pretty good upgrade if you think about it. Because, you know, they only have 45 HP to begin with. So, you know, over 5 Marines, every 4 Marines. Actually, every 4 Marines you have is essentially an additional Marine in terms of tankiness, I guess you could say, with a combat shield upgrade. So it's well worth it, a very good upgrade. And if we look, we can see the upgrades are currently at 0-0 for those Marines, and 2 armor upgrade for the Zealots right now. So they're sitting pretty powerful. I imagine that was 2 armor upgrades versus no upgrade Marines. Of course, the Marines do have stim pack actually, so that's going to actually allow them to do pretty good actually against, I would imagine, versus the Marines or the Zealots who can just kite those around. We do see, do they have a leg upgrade? They actually have charge currently, and charge is actually going to allow them to not be kited nearly as bad. We have some medevacs moving out right now, as well as a factory. The factory is going to move over here, provide some scouting information, potentially going to be able to get a better position. If he should attack with the factory, I'm not sure. If he takes the factory and, you know, distracts the army, splits it up, then maybe he could run in. But it looks like he's actually loaded up 2 of these medevacs with Marines. Going to come in here and try to do some drop play. At the same time, we can see it down here just reinforcing more Marines. And yes, indeed, the medepack, or the medic shield, or whatever, the Marine shield, combat shield, that's what it is, has been researched. You can see that they have a shield on them now, and that's 55 HP instead of 45 HP. You have a fight going underway right now, and here we do see, basically, looks like those stalkers are targeting the medevacs right there, as the Zealots come in here and try to deal with these Marines. Going to be able to do so. Going to split attack. We're going to have the rest of the Terran army coming in from up the ramp, and Zealots trying to move down there to deal with those. Going to get all of those Zealots picked off. 1 attack upgrade has been researched currently for the Marines. That's probably when the attack went underway, probably right there at the beginning of that attack. Now you can see that it's a good play. 2 Templars have been warped in. I don't think they have enough energy. 1 does have enough energy for a feedback, which will be able to kill a very large, will kill a medevac if it has a lot of energy, but it looks like neither one of those do. You can see essentially what that does is drains all the energy from a target and deals 1 point of damage per energy. So there's that factory that Beast had. He placed it down. Going to be able to provide a little bit of damage right there. And as you can see, the medevac has 200 HP. So it only 200 energy with 150 HP. So if it gets 100 energy and gets feedback, it dies. So feedback, a fairly nifty and useful ability to have versus medevacs. As you can see, another drop coming in here, killing some of these probes, and gonna have a stalker pretty much just right-clicked on that medevac, trying to force him away. Looks like there's 2 more medevacs down here. Gonna go ahead and kill that medevac, the medevac indeed, with those stalkers, and go ahead and finish off those Marines right there. So there you have that. We do have another medevac right over here, and this one has a lot more energy, but it has 3 very low HP Marines. Could just go ahead and heal those up really quickly, as you can see. Now you can see in the middle of the map the Zelnaga tower on the Protoss side of the map, currently controlled by Gretorp, and we can see that the Terran player has gone ahead and placed down a 3rd command center, so that's going to be his third base. Getting that uncontested, pretty good. Of course, in StarCraft 2, who has the most economy generally is in the better position. And we can see the Marines are at 1 armor upgrade, 2 attack upgrades. We can see that it looks like this is going to be turned into an orbital command right now. Yes, indeed, there's the orbital command. A third one being researched. Not a bad idea, always having more. Oh, and here comes a bunch more barracks. 4 barracks finishing right now. As we can see, Ghost Academy being right over here researching Morbius Reactor, which increases the starting energy of Ghost by 25. Ghosts are very effective units, of course. I don't know where to... They're here, yeah. I can show you some Ghosts right there. Here's the stats of the Ghost. 200 minerals to build them, 100 gas to supply. Takes 40 seconds, of course. That's not a real-time second, but in-game second. We play on faster, so it's a little bit faster than that. Yeah, newbie commentary, sorry. I know, that's probably annoying, like, oh my god, I know. You don't have to tell us these things. But, yeah. Yeah, I don't really have... Again, I can't really talk too much, but you already see about other things. So we do have a medevac coming in here right now with loaded up Marines. Now, if we look, we can see what are the Marines currently at there. 1, 2 upgrades. Do you have any more upgrades being currently researched? We do have a armor upgrade being researched as well as a weapon. So the attack upgrade on the third attack upgrade for them as well as the second armor upgrade, it looks like. So... 2 Ghosts are in production. We have, it looks like the Protoss player knows about this. Coming over here, going to feed back the medevac, taking out a lot of damage, but there are only Zealots here. If he goes ahead and picks up, oh, well, picked up 4 of the Marines. 4 of them, unfortunately, did die to those Zealots charging around. Now, if you do charge right now, I know that it's guaranteed to do at least 1 attack's worth of damage onto the opponent, the target that has been charged. In the past, that didn't used to be the case. There was a patch. I'm not sure how recent that was, maybe a couple months ago. But I do remember reading that, and we do say it looks like a third has been taken for the Protoss player. I'm going to go ahead and get both of those gases, and it looks like he's summoning in a gateway, 2 gateways after this third as well. So you probably see the units right now. We can see that right now we have 48 probes versus 70 SCVs, 2 mules. We have 3 observers on the map somewhere. I'm not entirely sure where those observers are. Marines just scouting about. Here's one of the observers. Here's there's a Zealot going ahead and using that Zelnaga tower. We have a Marine down here at this Zelnaga tower. And missile turrets, of course, those are good. They detect invisible units, and that means they can attack. They also attack air units. So observers, of course, can't really get by those guys, at least not within their range. So here's another observer, and here's another observer. So these observers are just providing some key information about key locations on the map. And, of course, if an observer isn't moving, it's much harder to tell that they're actually there. So yeah, now you can see one of these Marines has moved in with a very large army right here. The Terran player going ahead and taking an aggressive Zelnaga right now with, looks like, a lot of medevacs. We see we have 10 medevacs, 63 Marines, and 10 Ghosts versus 7 High Templars, 4 Stalkers, and 30 Zealots. Now we can go back to our units lost real quick. We can see that the Terran player is actually ahead a little bit. He has only lost 3.7k minerals worth of units, while the Protoss player has lost 4.8k minerals worth of units. Army. The Terran player again has a much larger army in terms of resource count, and at 187 supply versus 157 supply, so he should be in a pretty good spot. Might be able to win the game right here. I'm not sure if that's actually really going to happen, if that's really even a possibility, but we'll have to wait and see. Let's go back to production, wherever that is. Yeah, and you can see the Terran player just getting a lot of stuff right now. We have some Vikings coming in as well, some Marauders, some more Marines. Of course, personal cloaking is being researched for the Ghosts. And here comes the third upgrade for the Marines' armors. They already have 3 upgrades for attack damage, and the Zealots are currently at 3 attack damage, or 3 armor upgrades. Yes, indeed, 3 armor upgrades and 1 attack damage upgrade right there. We do have these Ghosts coming in here, sniping some of these guys. I believe some of those High Templars going down right there. You can see if there are any High Templars. 6 left, 5 Ghosts. A couple of storms are going off right now on this army as this engagement goes underway. You can have a storm coming in on the back, trying to do a lot of damage to these medevacs right in the back. And here we can see that the Terran player is now running away, trying to retreat, trying to do some stutter step micro. There are so many Zealots right now, and the medevacs are in a very, unfortunately, defensive position, or well, aggressive for the Protoss player. As you can see, he is able to actually sit there and attack them with that Stalker in the back. Of course, one Stalker not going to do too much, but I think he killed a couple of those medevacs right there. As you can see, they were very low on HP from sitting in the storm for just a little while. So there you have it. The Protoss player able to successfully defend that. Of course, both players are currently rebuilding, reproducing units, whatever reinforcing units. Yeah, whatever. So here's the production tab. As you can see, 3 Colossi are currently being created. We have a planetary fortress being created over here at the 4th for the Terran player. Of course, taking that attack was actually quite genius if he was taking the expansion at the same time. That's going to allow him to buy just enough time to get that expansion up, and he is going to go ahead and use another drop, trying to stake it a very sneaky path. So hopefully that the Protoss player will not be able to find that and intercept it on its way over here. The 3rd upgrade for the Terran player's ground army, for the armor right there, is almost done as well. Won't be done, I don't think, for this little drop right here, but this drop will go underway. You're going to drop behind the gateways, which is going to see some Zealots actually being spawned in, as well as a High Templar. Now, there is enough mana for a feedback to go ahead and, yes, indeed, snipe the medevac, and the Zealots will be able to go ahead and try to deal with this these Marines. Of course, the Marines are in a good spot to go ahead and just wail on these Zealots, actually, and I'm not sure who's going to win that. It looks like the Zealot's going to be able to get away. Oh, well, one of those Marines actually going to potentially be able to kill the last 2 Zealots with only 5 HP, which is 1 attack away. It's a little bit odd, maybe a little bit of a missed micro, or maybe he was concerned about losing the Zealot. I'm not really sure about that, but hey. So here we can see up here there are 2 Vikings out right now. Going to go ahead and sit in a storm, as well as these 4 ghosts, seeing them in cloak right now, trying to maybe snipe something. We can see those 2 Vikings will go down, running a bunch of Marines right on through the storm. As it ends, not really too much of a damage right there coming in. Going for these Colossi if he can. Those Colossi are currently exposed and trying to kill these units, as well as these Zealots. You can see them just trying to stutter step micro away. There is only currently 1 medevac currently healing them, and I mean, ultimately going to force the Zealots to run back away. As you can see, trying to defend the position, trying to defend these 4 Colossi, and the Colossi are the armor upgrade, of course, because they're Protoss units, and then 2 attack upgrade, actually, which is pretty nice. We do see it looks like their 3rd attack upgrade is currently being researched. And they don't have thermal lances just yet, but we'll probably see that sometime in a little bit. We actually have 4 nukes now being produced right now. 5 nukes, 6 nukes, 7 nukes, 8 nukes, 10 nukes. Oh no, never mind. I'm sorry. I feel like I was like, wait, what? No, the number is right there. Yeah, that's the percent or whatever. That's like how far it is into production. But yeah, so we have 4 nukes currently being created, 18 Marines, Terran ship weapons upgrade as well, getting those Vikings to do more damage versus the Colossi. Of course, the Colossi are currently armored quite well. We do have a factory just sitting over here, overside of this Protoss army. The Protoss army currently cannot attack the factory. There's no Stalkers in this army. We do have 4 Stalkers warping in right now, and another Colossi as well. Here comes another Nexus. It looks like the Terran player the Protoss player going for the 4th, and the Terran player right here dropping in on it, trying to go ahead and do some damage. 4 Stalkers moving up here to deal with this, as well as a bunch of Zealots and some Colossi. Gonna go ahead and kill and easily snipe out that medevac, and going to lose the rest of those Marines right there. We can see that the rest of the the Terran player pretty much grouping up, deciding now would be a good time if he can deny the 4th. He is also taking a 5th himself, getting that into, I believe, a planetary fortress. Yes, indeed. The engagement going underway. Some storms, really nice storms on the Marines right here. Both sides of the Marine balls going to get into storms, losing quite a few Marines to those storms right there. Going to go ahead and use those Vikings to kill the Colossi fairly easily, and it looks like the Protoss player is going to need to do something at this point. Needs to bring some more forces up here if he has them. Yes, indeed, bringing some Templars. And looks like some Zealots, and the Zealots are, of course, 3-3. The Marines are also 3-3 at this point. Trying to take this out. Here are those Ghosts. Will the Ghosts be able to do anything? The Ghosts actually taking a ton of damage in those storms right there. Going to have all of those Ghosts down. Maybe that one, yes, indeed. All of those Ghosts going down. Most of the Marines going to be seeing the Marines run away at this point. As you can see, they're very low on HP, and that was a good job. We're going to morph in 3 Archons at this point, and barely defending his 4th right now, with only 130 in energy left, shields left, as well as about 187 life. Now we can see the Terran player now on 5 bases. That is 1 more base. If we look at our income, we can see just what the difference is. The Terran player, of course, does currently have a bunch of mules he just summoned, so he's going to have quite a bit of resource income right now. As you can see, about 2,300 versus the 1,200 from 1,300 from the Protoss player. Gas, pretty even, but the Terran player currently is a little bit higher up, and once these gases kick in, he will be quite a bit higher up. Harvesters, you have the Terran player at 10 more Harvesters. I'm not sure if that counts mules or not. Might count mules. And this factory going to go down probably to these 3 Archons, just doing some damage to them. Of course, all it has to do is set it on fire. I can't tell. Is it set on fire? Looks like it's smoking. I don't think it's on fire, so it's not losing any HP. So it should be okay. Going to be able to get away, no problem. You can see over here units. Let's take a second to look at the units lost one more time. a lot more even now, actually, despite the fact that the Terran player probably in a better spot simply because he's on 5 bases versus 4. But as you can see, the resource count is what really matters here. Losing Marines are going to lose a lot more units than your opponent if he's making these basic zealots and subchains. But that cost obviously more than the Marines. But as you can see, it's pretty even. I mean, the Terran player is still just slightly ahead by about 400 minerals there. But other than that, not really. Well, I guess resources. I guess that also includes gas production once again. And let's see. I think we can do. Whoops. Gotta learn these shortcuts real quick. I think I can do Control R. Yeah. Okay. We can see that the Terran player has killed quite a few workers as well. He's only lost two workers, and he's killed 17, so that's a pretty big deal. That's probably from this drop up here earlier that we did see. A really effective drop. Yeah, and so now, yeah, we can see that again, sticking with the Marine balls. Of course, why not if it works? I'm gonna have, it looks like only 1 medevac. He needs to get more medevacs, I think. I'm not sure, but usually you see more than 1 medevac for that many number of Marines. I'm not sure what the golden ratio is, but he has a bunch of Vikings here as well, bringing in a bunch more Marines. Tactical nuke currently being used right here onto this expansion. Looks like there's an observer coming in here with a zealot trying to kill the ghost before that nuke can go off, and yes, indeed, the ghost will go down, which means the nuke has been wasted. That is unfortunate. We have more nukes coming in right here with these ghosts right here. We have 4 nukes being called in. I'm not sure how much damage this will do, but will he be able to kill that in time? Where's the observer? Where's the nearest? Oh, it's very, very close. It looks like he's moving in to prediction position. Gonna go ahead and only use 3 of the nukes, so one of those nukes has been wasted. That observer might have actually been enough to go ahead and reveal. I'm not sure, but either way, as you can see, that did a fair amount of damage. I mean, look, you can see that's a fair amount of damage, but I don't think it killed anything. So all those shields will be rebuilt. Of course, he can't really survive another attack like that. He will lose. Well, he won't lose maybe this one. I guess it depends on how he positions the nukes and if he gets all 4 off, because that time he only got 3 out of 4. It looks like we're having an engagement coming over here. Protoss going to lose his 4th right now during that, so I guess that was actually quite a successful nuking, distracting the Protoss player while being aggressive on his 4th, and it definitely worked for me, so I was busy looking at the nukes. But yeah, he did go ahead and lose that 4th using those Colossi over at his main base. And these Vikings actually trying to take some aggressive Colossi out right underneath the nose of the Protoss army right there. Going to be able to do that effectively, killing at least 2, and there are still 2 alive, and he could potentially even kill them as well. There are some High Templars have been morphed in. We have quite a few more medevacs now, as well as that Marine and Marauder mix. Going to keep 1 Marine up here just for scout information, and that will allow him to know if the Protoss player decides to go for that 4th right here as well, and also has 1 over here to deny this 4th as well. So if the Protoss player wants to make a 4th, the Terran player is going to know about it. And of course, the Terran player is still on 5 bases. I mean, technically, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, still on 5 bases. Of course, this one has been completely mined out for some time now. Actually producing 5 nukes right now. We'll see if that can actually do something. And the Protoss player is once again going for that 4th right here. And he's ready to defend it. He's got quite a big army. He's morphing in even more and making another Archon as well as another robotics bay. Yeah, I guess. I'm not sure what the point of that is, but command centers are currently being created. 6 command centers, not 6 command centers. Okay, well, he's got 6 command centers currently in production. I mean, I guess he's just trying to find something to spend his minerals on. As you can see, at almost 2k minerals, over 2k gas, and at 194 supply, nukes and command centers. That's what nukes and command centers. That's what we got in this game. Nukes and command center. Here comes some nukes in from this ghost right here. Gonna go ahead and get sniped off by that Colossi. That does mean that another nuke has been wasted. Gonna go ahead and have another ghost going down. The Protoss player killing these ghosts quite effectively, actually. Gonna go ahead and get 2 more nukes off right here. A Marauder, actually. I think trying to bait the Protoss army into it. Gonna go ahead and will he die for it or go for it? I'm not sure. Let's see what happens. It looks like these nukes are only going to hit that hits the ghost, and it looks like it's gonna hit the pylons. Not really doing too much. I have another nuke actually being called in right now, and it looks like 2 more nukes being called in. Will they go ahead and kill those ghosts? Gonna waste both of those nukes, quite unfortunately, but still has gone ahead and caused the Protoss player to be aggressive and move out just a little bit, and that might be what the Terran player wanted. As you can see, he's gonna lose quite a few of those Vikings while he takes out those final 2 Colossi. Eating quite a few storms right now as well. As you can see, the energy on these High Templars has been drained a little bit from casting all those storms, but they still have plenty of energy for more storms. As you can see, pretty much all of them have at least 1 storm left. Most of them, I think, have 2. Terran player sitting on the high ground right now, just trying to kill these zealots, and of course the Protoss player keeps letting his army get split up right now. As you can see, a really nice storm coming in onto the bulk of the Terran army, right there being forced to stutter step away and trying to kill these zealots. He might be able to actually do just that right now. Sorry about the coughing. Yeah, you can have those storms coming in here, very effective storms right now. 2 Archons coming into the front, and the Zealot's actually going to be able to take out the rest of the Terran army right there. Of course, the Terran army is currently reproducing, so hey. Ooh. Tell you what, drinking pop, not good for your throat at all. We have some ghosts now moving across the map while these Archons and this one Stalker try to kill this factory. Looks like the Protoss army has been alerted to these ghosts right here coming into his main base, and he's going to come down here and chase them down. He does have an observer ward, going to be able to deny all 3 of those nukes right there very effectively. In the meantime, we have the Terran taking the 5th that the Protoss would otherwise want, and that is going to be interesting. Will the Protoss go for it? It looks like the Protoss is going to go for that right now, right after a bunch of mules get summoned in, and those are going to all die, it looks like. So a little bit unfortunate play for the Terran player, but I'm not sure if that was a ruse all along. It might have been. As you can see, the Terran player is now moving into position to snipe a bunch of probes, potentially kill some pylons, and it looks like they're going to go down. It looks like, as you can see, that these pylons are now in trouble. This is in a bit of a bad bad position for the Protoss player. As you can see, that Terran player is currently trying to take a little bit of control. We do have a ton of ghosts right here, going ahead and sniping away a lot of those Archons, as you can see, and perhaps even be able to snipe some of these High Templars right there. As you can see, yes, indeed, sniping those High Templars. One storm was off, but that was about it, and that is the good game. As you can see, what a nice game, or at least I think that was a pretty nice game. I guess it depends on who you are. So you can just have that little score screen be shown. And I guess that's about it. So have a happy holiday, everyone, and I'll see you next time.